Okay, Israel. I hope everybody is doing well this evening. We're back at it. The day just moved, bro. You look up, it's one Monday, and you look up, it's next Monday. You look up, it's 3 Mondays that passed. Because it just needs to go from one class to like having to prep for the next class. Yeah. And you look up at the time, just goes. And you're back teaching again.
Yeah, February.
But and then you're gonna be in March. Purim's gonna be done, and we're gonna be Passover, and then Christ is gonna come back. That's how it is. Listen, I hope everything is going okay, Israel. We're back at it. The title of the class today is How the Most High Chose Israel to Live a Virtue-Filled Life. Once again, the title is How the Most High Chose Israel to Live a Virtue-Filled Life. And there's a lot more to that topic or that title than you might think, because when you think about virtue, we're going to really take our time to explain what a virtue-filled life really looks like in real time. And we need to go over the Josephus a lot today to kind of give some clarification on this topic. So the first point we're going to go into is Josephus, Book 1. Josephus, Book 1, Chapter 13, and Paragraph 2. Okay, Josephus, Book 1, Chapter 13, and Paragraph 2. Now, this particular chapter is dealing with Abraham and dealing with the notification that he has to kill his son Isaac because that's the Most High's requirement. And it just kind of goes into how he's digesting this information and where his mind goes after he gets this information. Okay? And there's certain elements of the explanation that we're going to take our time and explain. We don't want to rush this. So if this is going to take 2 or 3 weeks, it really doesn't matter, because what we're about to go into deals with most of our people's battles, and hopefully it should answer the question as to how to navigate through our personal problems in our life. So let's do this. Paragraph 2 at the top.
Antiquity of the Jews, Book 1, Chapter 13, Paragraph 2. Now Abraham thought that it was not right to disobey God in anything.
So listen, Abraham understood, even though he did not really want to hear. Who wants to hear that you got to kill your son in order to please the Heavenly Father? Nope. But he also understood that it wasn't right in any way to disobey the Most High and to go against his instructions. Read on.
But that he was obliged to serve him in every circumstance of life.
But he was obliged to serve the Most High in every circumstance of life. No matter if it pleases him, if it benefits him, if it doesn't benefit him, whatever. There was about obeying and adjusting to the Most High's will, regardless of how he felt. Read on.
Come. Since all creatures that live enjoy their life by his providence.
What he understood through his experiences and his service to the Most High was that all creation, it says, lives and enjoys their life by the Most High's providence. We're going to take our time to kind of explain what that providence word really means. If you guys have questions, please raise your hand. The definition of providence, our definition guy isn't here yet. So let's go 1828, providence.
Providence.
Let me get there. I'm talking all this talk. Okay, what do we have? I want you know what? I have one that I think was a little better than this, but let's go and I think the third definition is better than anything.
Theology.
Yeah, you can use the word in theology. Just give the definition. I mean, you can use the word. I'm not tripping. You don't want to hide anything. Just read the definition number 3.
Providence, definition number 3, 1828, Noah Webster's Dictionary. In theology, the care and superintendence which God exercises over his creatures.
So he's explaining to us that providence is the Most High's care and superintendence which the Most High exercises over all of his creatures. Now we need to go real quick to superintendence. Because we have an idea of what care is. Care is love. But superintendence gets a lot more specific.
Superintendency.
Yep. Superintendence. Yes, that's the one I want.
If you're familiar in school, there's always a superintendent in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
For kids. Somebody else. So break it down.
Gotta break it down.
Superintendency. It's a noun. The act of superintending, care and oversight for the purpose of direction and with authority to direct.
So listen. So when we're talking, when the explanation in the Josephus talked about the Most High, or Abraham understanding the Most High's providence over all creation and pretty much over what he's going through, it was the acknowledgement that the Most High is operating with the superintendence of how we're dealing every day. So the Most High is dealing with the micromanaging of all the moves we're making in our life, all the directions that we're going. The Most High is literally in control of every aspect of it. And it's important to understand that. Why is it important to be reminded that the Most High is in superintendence of every direction we're going? Just like a father would be to his children, or a husband would be to his wife. And it's important to even paint it that way. Because as a father, what is your number one job? You need to listen. If you love them, you're almost micromanaging who they hang out with, who they spend their time with. What are they doing on their free time?
Decision making.
How active are they? How they do their chores? How they clean? How they operate?
What they eat.
What they eat? How they talk? Isn't that how you do with your child?
Yeah.
Isn't that how you deal with somebody that you love?
Done.
If you love somebody, you're gonna sit back here and be on top of, hey, my child is a little bit overweight. I got to work him out.
Yep.
My child has some self-confidence issues. I got to work on his confidence or her confidence.
That's superintendence, right?
My daughter has a wandering eye. I got to stay on top of that. My daughter is too comfortable with men at a young age. I got to be aware of that.
Yeah.
My daughter has too much of a mouth on her. I got to curb that. My son's lazy. I got to check that.
Can't get up.
I got to get his ass up in the morning because he moves slow.
Nope.
Am I right?
Yeah.
That is superintendence. Superintendence is constantly looking at the spirit that you love, and you're constantly critiquing in hopes that that child does what? Improves and gets better and is as great as they can be. Is that not what we want for everybody?
Uh-huh.
And listen, has that child of yours that you love so much at once times or 2 or 3 or 15 say you're too much, Dad?
Yeah.
You're overboard? You don't give me any freedom? You don't give me no space?
Or my friends get to do this, but
A helicopter parent. There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's that?
They be saying that
If you love it, you have to let it go, and if it really loves you, it'll come back. That's crazy talk.
Yeah,
Or-
no, you're gonna.
Listen, as long as you're in my house,
Really got an option.
Junior, if you're in my house, Junior, you're going to do what the hell I tell you.
Yeah.
Junior.
Or they say like street talk that you ain't jump off the porch yet. Meaning that hey,
I ain't never heard that. That's flint talk right there, man.
It's Flint parenting.
You watching all the other kids
You
play
ain't jumped off
and be
the
out in the
porch
streets
yet.
while you on the porch.
I don't want my kid off that porch with them thugs outside. You better stay on this porch. I do not want my kids off the porch with them thugglers out there in the streets, huh? It's the truth.
And the kids is asking you, hey man, when you gonna come out?
No,
You
you
gonna come
gonna
out?
stay. You play in the backyard. You gonna play in the backyard. You ain't gotta go to the front yard to play.
What section you
There's
finna
plenty of
claim?
backyard space. I'll be out there and play catch.
You finna
Junior.
join?
That's the problem. That's a true statement. What you're saying is true. Because a lot of kids get to help do what they want to do. They run around as boys in the hood out, they stealing candy from the stores out.
Yeah.
All those things are real situations. But what am I trying to explain again? Let's go back to the definition of superintendence. The act of superintending, care and oversight for the purpose of direction and with authority to direct. This is the Most High and how the Most High deals with us. He is directing and managing all of our moves. Yes, sir?
It just reminded me of a conversation I was having with Sham Shawan. He did a class about the free will.
Okay.
The free will class. And the debate is between those who believe that the Most High lets us do what we want.
Yep.
Versus those that believe that the Most High will let us do what we want. Or rather, he directs everything that we do.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of the story of Jonah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jonah was given the free will to decide if he was going to follow the first order from the Most High.
Yeah.
And then when he didn't follow that order, he was directed to still follow that order regardless.
Usually, it's a longer path to get to the first part.
I mean, he's still going to do what I told you to do regardless. Whether you want to or not.
I'm just giving you the choice to do it the easier way versus being in a gushy, gross, just stinky ass stomach for X amount of days till I spit you back out. It goes back in the same thing, but it is still the Most High's providence, and it's important to go into those words because it just gives you a better understanding of how the Most High. You can say the Most High micromanages us.
Yeah.
You can say the Most High oversees every single aspect of our life and doesn't give us that space to breathe and do what we want to do. And there's many verses that prove that point, but I'm just trying to make sure even Abraham in the spiritual space he was in understood the Most High controlled every aspect of life and every decision that we eventually have to make. And if that is the case, be conscious of that in your own life. Because how many times are we frustrated, angry about the conditions who got us in? We got ourselves in, but it's the Most High's providence that we learn the lesson of the path that we are experiencing. And He got us in the path that we're in.
Yeah.
Now, how well we are handling the path that we're going on is on who? Is on us. But it's what we have responsibility for is how we handle the scrutiny and the light being on us. How do we receive it? Because if we're pouting and we're frustrated and we're wigging out and we're frustrated about our conditions, we're just making the path from A to Z even harder.
And some people call that pressure.
And we're going to go into that. And this is what a lot of Israel hates. Israel hates the fact that there's this hovering pressure and this hovering demand everywhere they go. There's a demand to perform. There is a demand and an expectation of how to operate, how to function. And that process isn't received properly most of the time. And that is the foundation of why we have so many problems in the truth. Okay? Because we don't accept the fact that the Most High has His finger on us. He has that providence over us. And He is directing us to live this spiritual life that more times than not we are uncomfortable living.
You keep getting redirected back to that.
Back to this battle and this path that we are uncomfortable experiencing, just like that child. When you're dealing with your child who's not trying to listen. Now, we're supposed to be patient and merciful and all that good stuff, but we're still directing them that same direction. We're just having to learn as parents not to lose our cool and not to lose our patience and mercy while we keep directing them the same direction that they don't want to go. Am I right or wrong? And isn't that called good parenting? Because you know what's good for them? You've been on this earth longer. It's one of those parents. I've been on this earth longer, Junior. I know the path you want to go ain't going to be good for you, Junior. So you sit back here and you try to push this child, this daughter, this son, the right way, even though they don't like it. But if we look at that on a larger level, this is what the Most High does for us. His intention for us is nothing but good, but we just don't like the chains and the restrictions that living this life forces us to operate in. So, let's go back to paragraph 2. Amiyate. Started from the top.
Cut. From the top, paragraph 2. Now Abraham thought that it was not right to disobey God in anything, but that he was obliged to serve him in every circumstance of life, since all creatures that enjoy life, that live enjoy life, their life by his providence.
So he says, all creatures that live enjoy their life by his providence. Read on.
And the kindness he bestows on them.
It's his providence and the kindness he disposes on each of us in our individual lives. It's just painting a picture that the Most High has got his eyes and his hands on every aspect of our life. And I don't think we are conscious of that enough. We're not conscious of the fact the Most High has got us in this city, in this church, in this camp, with this group of people, with these brothers you have to work with,
With these authority
with
figures,
these sisters you have to work with
these
these
peers,
authority figures, with these people, and you're supposed to be around these people and this circumstance and the condition that you're in, because the Most High is still showing his love and his care and his providence and his superintendence over you in this realm.
Come.
If we can learn to look at things that way, we can stay so much more spiritual about our conditions. Half the problems that we face, we fail to have the capacity to see the spiritual lesson in what we're going through. We don't see the spiritual lesson because we're still not conscious of the fact that the Most High has got his hand on us in this circumstance.
And it's not random.
We want to tell ourselves it's man that got us in this situation. This is man. This is man. This is the Most High got us subject to one another. He got the teacher subject to the students subject to the teacher. We're all in this together. And this is what we're not conscious of, because you know what the crazy thing is? How did Abraham digest the fact that he got to kill his son Isaac? This is the Most High's providence. This is the Most High's will. The Most High is looking over this experience and this decision that I make. So I got to make a decision that pleases the Most High, because the Most High has got me in this spot.
Come.
He didn't sit back here and try to bargain his way out of this situation, think his way out of this situation, tell himself this isn't fair, this isn't right. Why would the Most High do this? Why would he give me this child that he promised me to have and then kill him? He didn't take that logical, carnal, because logic and carnal go hand in hand.
Yep.
A lot of us lean so much on logic and our intelligence, and we detach ourselves from spiritual thinking. Logically, I can sit back here and make a lot more logical decisions on shit I'm going through than what I'm doing now. There's a lot more logical decisions in life I could have made. But it's not about logic, it's about spiritual thinking. But spiritual thinking is predicated on the fact that the Most High has providence over us. He's got us in this box. He's got us committed to one another. He's got us serving one another. And the only way through it, or the way to get around it, is through it. And learn the lesson that he's got in the marriage he put us in the brotherhood he put us in the work that he's got us working on. That's how we have to look at things. So Abraham understands in this situation that it's still the Most High's control that he is under and subject to, and that's the lesson that we have to learn in our battles. And the Most High has providence over everything we go through. Well, let's continue.
Accordingly, he concealed this command of God and his own intentions about the slaughter of his son from his wife.
Okay, I don't want to go any further, but what he said is he made sure he didn't tell his wife that he was about to take out Isaac, because he knew he was going to make that battle that much more difficult on him by telling his wife, listen, man, I gotta take out Junior. So he kept it quiet, went about his way, and he was able to accomplish it or at least accomplished the Most High's will, and the Most High blessed him and got him through it. Let that part out go. We're going to the next one in Josephus, book 1, chapter 19, paragraph 2 is at the bottom, and it's talking about, I give the dominion of all the land. It's the bottom part of the second paragraph. Bottom part, second paragraph, Josephus, book 1, chapter 19, paragraph 2. Mawa.
Where it says, "Oh Jacob."
No, where it says, I give the dominion. Yes, yeah, that is the paragraph, sir, but it's at the bottom of that paragraph.
It's underlined 280. Yeah, page 48. Yeah.
Page 48, and it's the bottom of it.
Third sentence.
Covered. Done deal. All right.
So this chapter is talking about Jacob and all the experiences he had to go through in order to get the wife he loved, Rachel, and all the work and the toil and the suffering and the sacrifice he had to endure under Laban to get what was awarded to him. Well, let's continue.
Come. The Antiquities of the Jews, book 1, chapter 19, paragraph 2, latter end. I give the dominion of all the land, and their posterity shall fill the entire earth and sea.
What he's saying is he was gonna continue in that promise the Most High made to Abraham. He was gonna sit back here. He blessed Isaac, and he's blessing Jacob here, and Jacob's sons. He's gonna give Jacob's sons all the posterity of that land. They're gonna be blessed. Read on.
So far as the sun beholds them, but do not thou fear any danger, nor be afraid of the many labors that must undergo.
He was trying to tell Jacob not to be afraid, not to be overwhelmed by the many labors he is going to have to overcome. Listen, the Most High continues to let us know he's going to bless us. He's going to take care of us. But the blessings and all the good that's going to come to us comes after we properly deal with the labors and the difficulties that he's going to present in our life. Read on.
Come, for by my providence I will direct thee.
But he's telling you how he's going to direct us. He's saying through his providence, he's going to direct us through every single one of our battles. Which means he's letting us know that he's going to put all of us through various labors and battles that is going to test our faith, our discipline, our humility, our long suffering, our patience. We don't understand the Most High at all. We look at the Most High and we just assume that we're supposed to show up, praise God, and good shit's supposed to happen to us. That's the truth. Yeah. That's literally how we think. I go to class 3 days a week. How come all these battles are happening? How come I have to sit back? I'm following the Torah. I don't eat pork anymore. I wear fringes.
What do you want?
I wear fringes. I don't do drugs anymore. Like, damn. Like, how come bad things keep happening? This is how we think. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. I'm not capping. We sit back here, we got vests on, smiling at, saluting at, and think that's it. He's telling us an aspect of his providence and direction that he deals with each and every one of us specifically is based upon enduring hard labors, hard circumstances that are created to make each individual extremely uncomfortable. This is part of the Lord's providence, his love, his superintendence over us. And if you're a good father, aren't you supposed to be hard on your child? No. Aren't you supposed to sit back here and bring out the best of them and learn them discipline? I'm going to say learn them. We're going to say learn them discipline.
Like,
you better study those books, Junior.
Like Lawrence Fishburne.
You better read those books, Junior.
He had his son out there raking them leaves.
You better rake those leaves, Furious. That's Furious Styles,
Yeah, rake those leaves out. His boy's out there having a great time.
Yeah, eat chicken, and he got to sit back here and rake leaves, Am I right or wrong? Right. And we sit back and said, that boy learning right there. He gonna be something when he grow up. Hey, listen, we can always talk that jazz and that jive talk out. We can see it from everybody else. But we don't see how the Most High has providence over us the same way. No. Right. And he's looking at us and he's evaluating us, everyone individually based upon what they can bring to the table. And the Most High he is just the master of calibrating exactly what labor is going to make you uncomfortable to bring the best out of you. And more times than not, we're failing the test because we just don't understand what the test is. We don't even know what the test is about. I just don't understand why I'm feeling so bad. We can't get past how we feel. I feel so alone. I feel so unhappy. I feel so stressed. I feel like nobody cares. But what is the Most High is looking right at you. He's got his providence over you. And if we study and we read and we listen to counsel, we'll have a better grasp on what it takes to please the Most High. And what it takes to please the Most High first and foremost is understanding how this spiritual process works in the first place. He has providence over you, and just like he told Jacob, listen, man, I'm looking after you. I got your best interest in mind, but don't be afraid when these labors start coming at you. These difficulties start coming at you. We're going to go into what those labors look like. I'm just trying to take proper time to explain providence and superintendence. Because one of the number one things that start making a man go left is the idea that the Most High is not looking at you. The Most High is not looking at you. He doesn't care. People around you don't care. That's when you start getting out of pocket spiritually. Let's go to that verse in Ecclesiastes 23. I think it's 23. Yeah, it's 23 and 18 and 19.
Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 18.
I'm ready.
Ecclesiastes chapter 23, verse 18. It says, a man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me.
Mm-hmm.
What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins.
This is a person that's not conscious of the fact that the Most High's providence is ever present around us. And he's always looking at us. And he's always hovering over us. And he's always micromanaging our development. This person is completely out the spirit. Read on.
Verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts.
Most High is always considering the most secret parts of us, and based on his measuring of what our intentions are, is why our conditions in our life are the way that they are. For those of us in this truth that find satisfaction with money, he's going to keep you broke until money don't matter. For those of us who are in this truth for a husband, for those of us who are in this truth for a wife, you ain't going to get it until that stuff doesn't matter to you. I can sit back here and specifically go down the line with everything inside of us. The Most High is looking at what makes us tick. What makes us tick in the spirit and what makes us tick in the flesh. And until our motivations in the flesh are squashed, he's not going to give you what you want in the flesh. But if you are parenting correctly, you do the same thing. Am I right? If you're a young child, wants sweets, and he's eating sweets too much. What do? And your child doesn't want to eat dinner, but he'll just sit back here and blow off the meal that he or she needs, and just waits till the little snack comes and just eats a snack. What do you have to do? You have to say you're not getting a snack at all unless you sit back here and eat these vegetables. If you don't eat these vegetables, what's going to happen when that kid gets 20?
They don't eat no vegetables.
They don't eat no vegetables.
Weak as hell.
Huh?
It's weak. Got weak bones. Everything.
Weak ass body. Then when they get in their 30s and their 40s, you know how many black folks I've taught that are allergic to anything green? I don't eat nothing green. Green? I don't eat nothing green.
Yeah.
What? I've literally done with Israelites that when you sit back here and say, let's eat this green vegetable, I'll eat yellow corn.
Yep.
But I will not eat anything green. The closest you're going to get to vegetable is GMO corn. That's all you get, not. It's GMO corn. Because people have sweet, and you got to put sugar in the corn. For to sit back here and taste right. You got to put sugar in the corn. And I'm not even lying. You think I'm lying? Listen, somebody gave in to their demands. Gave in to their child demands.
They negotiated with terrorists.
They negotiated with terrorism, And now all of a sudden these kids are going to sit back and spread that green sickness to their children.
Yep.
It's a green sickness.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you wonder why black folks and their boys got the sugars. Oh, my baby got the sugars.
Generation.
You got the sugars because of what? Because you negotiated with this 5-year-old Nazi act, and you gave in to this child who wasn't accepting.
No vegetables.
No sugars. No carrots.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you can't do nothing with them. But how do you break that willful spirit? You deny them what they want.
Yep.
Until what? Until they capitulate and they accept the good that you're trying to give them. We can all sit back and say, amen. I almost feel the spirit of amen. Amen. Yes, sir. Yes, how you do it. That's how you break them. Yes, sir. That's how I got my son. But listen, we can all agree to that. Or at least we should. But then when it comes to our life, Most High ain't fair.
Yep.
This is a man's program right here. This ain't the Most High. He's doing the same thing to you. You ain't going to get your sweets until you love these vegetables. You have to love this book. You have to love the development, love the nurturing, love how the Most High is guiding you. And when we show to the Most High that we appreciate and value His providence and His superintendence of us, pretty much once we show the Most High we value how He manages us, then we might get some things that we might value down the line. But He's not giving you what you want to bring you carnal peace of mind until you can gain spiritual peace of mind living the way you're supposed to in the Christ of the Most High. Does that make any type of sense? He's telling Jacob, don't run from the labors that I'm putting you through, because the labors that I'm putting you through is going to develop you and prepare you for the good I have waiting for you. But you need the hardness and the laborers or laboring scenarios in your life so you can learn appreciation and value for what He's given you. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Matter of fact, let that go for now. And go to Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23. It's on there.
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23. Like I said, understanding the Most High has providence, and it ain't just the Most High had providence just for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but not for you. He has providence over all of us in our lives. Providence, management, superintendence over all of us. And the Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, looking at each and every one of us and looking at how we respond to adversity, how we respond to the ups and downs the Most High's got us going through. So give me Jeremiah 10, verse 23.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23. O Lord, I know that the way of a man is not in himself.
The way of man is not in himself. Listen, we think men sit back here or ruining our lives. My boss is ruining my life. My husband is ruining my life. No. The Most High got everybody in the situation they are supposed to be in. And the Most High has providence over the boss that you have that you can't stand. He has providence over the husband that's giving you hell. He has providence over the conditions that are negatively affecting you also. If we can learn, this is the beginning of learning how to look at things spiritually and not carnally. Read it again from the also. That Bible's yours. That was on that table. So read that again.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 23. O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself.
The way of man is not in himself. The way, the conditions the Most High has got us in is not man-made. This is why we always say, stop blaming the white man for your problems. Because if we sit back here and stay in order and learn the lesson that the Most High's got us going through in these scenarios, this is why, for example, have you ever left the condition because you thought things weren't fair, and you go to another condition, it's the same damn condition?
You leave one job.
Yep.
Because people don't like you over here, or people are picking on you. So this job, and then people are
picking on you.
Yep.
It's wherever you go, this dark cloud that Linus had in Peanuts is following you. That storm is only hitting that guy.
I leave the neighborhood, there's gangs over here. They want to beat me up. The next neighborhood, there's gangs over here. They want to beat me up.
But you're always in the street. We're in the streets. the one factor that's as constant as you.
People want to fight
getting into trouble.
People want to fight me wherever I go.
But you sitting back here and tripping.
I had to leave that school because people make fun of me.
Yeah.
You got another school, they make fun of you over there too.
What so is it all the kids in America are bad at?
They got a little email. That's the guy. Make fun of him. I got the memo. Look at him. You see him? That's him.
Yeah.
Let's get
at the job. And they're picking on me at the job too.
Huh?
Well, maybe it's you. Maybe it's a you problem. Maybe they have a problem with you. There's things in you got to fix.
I just don't like. I like dogs. I'm more of a dog person because I don't like people so much. I'm more of a dog guy.
And people don't like you either. And there's a reason they don't like you. Yeah. But these are realities about our circumstances. So once again, if we can digest the reality that I know that the way of man is not in himself, the Most High has got us in the right place at the right time, and through his providence and inspection of us, he's working on exactly what we are supposed to be getting worked on. Period, point blank. Read on.
Middle of 23. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps.
See, a lot of times when it says to direct your steps, he says it's not in man. It's not in man to sit back here and do what you want to do and run from the lesson.
What's that?
Because there's, once again, am I looking at life carnally or spiritually? A lot of times, we're going through something that's working on our spirit. Listen, for instance, Israel sometimes might have issues finding jobs.
Yeah.
But what do? Do I sit back here and learn faith and take the lesson of faith to work on my faith so the Most High can show me through my discipline and my humility and my putting the Most High first that he rewards piety and honor, he honors being in order? Or do I go to a place that I know I can get a job at and make money? Everything in life you can look at carnally or spiritually. You can sit back here and leave the city and go find a job that's easy, but were you supposed to leave the city in the first place? Was that the spiritual lesson or the easy carnal solution? That is an example. How do we choose to look at the Father? Do I accept that he deals with us by his providence? and that he's looking at you and working on you about there's something that you got to sit back and relinquish in the spirit to get rewarded in the flesh, what do? He has his hand on us. We go back to our comfort because it's easier, and I can sit back here and not have to worry about me and breaking my spirit and being more obedient. The answer, the spiritual answer, is a greater level of obedience that the Most High is trying to work on with us. But what we do, we sit back here and try to solve spiritual problems in the flesh. That's what this verse means. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. Because mankind wants to walk there and make decisions that benefit the flesh, versus making decisions that honor the Most High in Christ and the Spirit. Does that make sense? I don't want to keep rushing through that.
I don't think it makes sense.
Why doesn't it make sense, man?
You know what? People say, but everybody, their life doesn't show,
Huh?
Everybody in class,
They say, yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
But they talked about it 2 days later, which one is
There's
it?
arguments and fights.
Which one is it? We just had a council. God, everything it makes sense. Next day, I disagree with this.
This is why it's so important.
That's all Israel. That's all Israel.
That you gotta take these classes
That's all the Jews.
and make it about your lesson. What can we get out of this? What can an individual brother and sister pull from this scenario? We want to direct our own steps.
That pesky Jonah, man. How come he doesn't just get it?
Yeah.
He was so foolish.
He was so foolish. I don't know why. He went the wrong way. He had to get up and he went the wrong way.
Why? How come he doesn't want to lock in and go to Nineveh?
I mean,
we'll sit back here.
You just teach the people and they come back to God. What's so bad about that? Jonah.
Yeah.
That's how we look at the Bible.
Yeah. Why you can't see it upside?
Why did Eve just it was a serpent talking to her?
Why would you listen to that slithery thing?
He was slithery. She should have known better. Everybody should have known better. We should know better.
That doesn't make sense. Exactly.
I should know better.
We don't take these concepts and apply it to us. How many times do we take the carnal path to try to direct our steps versus understanding the Most High has His providence over us, and He has you on the path you're on to learn something spiritual in your battle?
Can I just change the battles and do something else?
That's what we want to do. We want to change the battle versus stay in the battle, stay in the labor and discomfort, and get the lesson from the labor and discomfort. Because the lesson from the labor and discomfort is what the Most High is trying to teach you. The lesson could be faith. The lesson could be patience. The lesson could be long-suffering. The lesson could be obedience. The lesson could be, let me just not do it the way I want to do it. Sometimes it could be just that simple.
I just want a new life.
Sometimes the lesson is, it ain't even complex. Just do it another way. Do it the way that your elder told you. Do it the way your husband told you. A lot of times, I've been in scenarios, right? I would think about, I was sitting back here and micromanaging the scenario so much, and the Spirit said, just follow what the brother told you. And all of a sudden, everything worked out.
Yeah.
I'm doing all this stressing and thinking. I'm going to say thinking, not even thinking.
Because thinking is one thing.
Thinking is like you're really pondering and stressing on it. You're like, stop thinking and just do what you're told, and trust is going to work out. And more times than not, it does. Because the counsel, more times than not, is keeping you on the path that the Most High's providence has got you on in the first place. And a lot of times we just haven't learned how to think spiritually. We think carnally. We think in terms that benefit us in the flesh, that give us ease, comfort, and liberty. And I promise you, if you play with that spirit and making your decisions based on liberty and comfort and ease, you are going to be in trouble and you're going to experience a lot of loss while serving the Most High in Christ.
Isn't that what you mean by that?
We'll go into that later.
That story.
Listen, that's a lot there. That's going to be at the end of the class if we can get to the end of the class by tonight. Okay, so read Jeremiah 10 and 23.
God, 23 again.
Mm-hmm.
O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself.
God.
It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps.
So does that mean that we don't know what we're doing?
Yeah.
We're saying
exactly.
I say
mankind operates like they think they know what they're talking about. But Israel hasn't learned how to operate and think spiritual. We think based upon what benefits us in the flesh versus learning how to think how the Most High wants us to think. And the way that is first of all, is having the consciousness the Most High is working and developing you in the arena He got you in. And there is a spiritual lesson there. So let's learn the spiritual lesson and overcome and deal with the labor that comes from learn the lesson.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Is the flesh another term for short-term solutions?
Or short-term, easy solutions, comfortable solutions, solutions that will give me temporary relief.
Your preference?
Your preference. But really, your preference gives you temporary relief.
Yeah.
And doesn't give you a long-term spiritual solution. And that's what we should be working ourselves to get to that point. Let that go, and let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7 and 8. If you can put it on there. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7 and 8. Awesome. Love the Jews, man. Love Israel. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7 and 8. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7.
Yes, sir.
For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto thee?
So once again, he says the Most High, we're the only nation on earth that the Most High is this close to. And this is beyond the law. Because when you read Deuteronomy chapter 4, that chapter goes into the fact the Most High gave us the law. That's in verse 4, 5, and 6. So yes, we got the law, but beyond the law, the Most High is so close to us. But He's close to us doing what? Inspecting us, micromanaging us. Sitting back here and looking at everything we do and creating paths for us to follow so we can get developed and get stronger and grow. Think about how the Most High is looking at us when the Most High is looking at how we deal with our children. And haven't we had plans for our children and ideas of where we want them to be by certain mile markers, by certain years? I want this person to learn this. I want to take them out of school and maybe what do you call it? Teach them what's homeschooling. But I want my wife to work on this and this and this and develop this. These are all concepts and strategies we create so we can develop them and remove as many impediments as possible so they can grow and develop, right? But the Most High is looking at each and every one of us and doing the same thing with us. But we lose touch from that. We are detached from that ideal. Okay? So, read verse 7 again.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Most High our power is in all things that we call upon Him for?
He's in all things. He's a whisper's breath away. But as much as He's a whisper's breath away, when we ask for Him for His help and assistance, He's a whisper's breath away to give us His opinion on how our conduct is also. You ever, like, when you were younger, you asked your parents for money? And you ask your parents for money, what's coming behind that money you get out?
A choice.
You're getting a lecture out. You're getting a lecture about what's going on with your finances, son. Ah, shit. What's going on with your money? What's happening? I got the money. Here's some money. But you gotta kind of like manage your money a lot
Explain
better.
how you're spending your money.
Like, what's going on? I mean, how much you make a month? Like, oh shit. Do y'all really want to break down how much I make a month? But isn't that what happens when you're asking for money? Especially more than once. Then you're bringing me in now. Now I'm gonna start asking what you doing with your bread.
Yeah.
Or you're partying too much, son. You might want to shave down on your partying. What are you doing with your extra income?
We got a lot of subscriptions. Why all these subscriptions?
Bro, subscriptions.
A lot of subscriptions.
You in the club all the time. You gotta stop spending money on these gals. And you don't say gals, you say other words. But you start spending money like that. What are you doing? And all of a sudden, you got to think twice before you ask for money anymore, right? Mm-hmm. But this is the Most High too. We always asking, give me. Well, guess what? You're like, well, I'm gonna give it to you when you sit back and make these adjustments. And don't you end up telling yourself that when your kid keeps asking for money? You're like, listen, you gotta say, listen, man, I gotta see you sit back and manage your money a lot better, bro. Then I can come back and help you. I don't mind helping you, but I want to help you on something big. I'll help you put money down in the house.
I'll teach you something.
But you this nitpicking stuff, no. I'll put money in a fund for you. So we're ready to buy a house. That's how I can help you. So what are you doing? If I'm telling you I'll give you money, but I'm gonna help you put money down in the house, I am trying to teach you to save. And listen, I'll match your down payment. But that's a nice way of saying save your money and stop being a damn nigga at the table and blowing money fast and buying money on Jordans.
But I need them.
Stop buying money on Jordans.
The new ones
save
are out.
your bread, and I'll help you the right way. Was that?
There's also the parents that'll be like, well, okay, I'll give it to you, but can you come by next week and help me pack this room over here? And,
Yeah.
You know, and that's God too. Hey, well, can you do this?
But that's the point. The point is, though, that's the whole point. The Most High is going to give you what you want, but you got to give him what he's asking for.
Yeah.
You have to continue in the path that his providence is leading you to. And all Deuteronomy is explaining is how beautiful the Most High is that we have this much access to the Heavenly Father. The problem is, we don't look at it that way. Just like spoiled kids don't look at a father's parenting as love.
Right.
Or a mother's parenting as love. Spoiled kids think that the parent is too pushy, too demanding, doesn't give me any space to do what I want to do. But I still want to use and get something from them, but don't push me and drive me to obey and lock in. But I do want something. So I want you to shut up and just give me my money so I can live my life. Is that not what a spoiled brat does?
Yep.
Isn't that what we do to the Lord? Shut up, give me my money and my blessing so I can live my life. Why do you always got to demand things from me, Father? That's what we are. We get mad that he's demanding usury and demanding us to grow if we want more. You got to spiritually grow more and give more to the program and give more to servicing him. And we complain that you're always asking for more. But our requests keep coming too. We keep asking for more by the day.
You want more too.
We always want more, but we're mad the Most High wants more. This is the dynamic that we always fall short in. But we have to understand how the Most High is developing us. He is close, and the aspect of him micromanaging and directing us is a great thing. It is a blessing that he's this close to us. And that's how we have to look at things. It's a blessing that he's hovering over us. It's a blessing that he's like the Ball brothers' father, right? He's riding them out. He's riding them every single day. That's a good thing to have a father that's that invested into you. So that pressure and those expectations and those spiritual demands that he has on us is the Lord's love. So we have to learn how to look at him a lot better if we want better responses. Okay. So, read verse 7 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Most High our power is in all things that we call upon him for?
Done.
And what nation is there so great, that hath statutes and judgments, so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
So there's two aspects of how the Most High is developing us. He gives us the laws, statutes, and commandments, and he has his providence over us, developing us day to day, using the law as the parameter and the foundation of our obedience. But it's not just the law, it's the law, and now the Most High is working on developing different aspects of you. And that providence we are not conscious of. We don't take the time to acknowledge nor appreciate that individual attention he has on us. Because a lot of us can't stand the fact that the Most High is so hard on us. He's so hard on us. He doesn't let us get away with a lot. He's constantly stinging us. He's constantly on top of us. And that idea of that father that's looking through the fence, checking everything you do in the field, is making that person uncomfortable. How do we know that's the case? Go to 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 12 through 17. This is how the Most High deals with us in comparison to how he deals with the rest of the world. 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 12 through 17. And we go through this verse a lot, but it's important because it gives us clarity about how the Most High deals with us.
2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for these calamities.
This is the same thing as saying don't be discouraged by how hard the Most High is on each and every one of us. Don't be discouraged on how the Most High is not giving us easy outs to our spiritual battles and the providential path he's got each and every one of us on. Read on.
But that they judge those punishments not for to be destruction, but for a chastening of our nation.
You can look at the condition our people have in America and all around the world and see the chastening. And you can sit back here and look at all of us in our individual lives and see how the Most High is chastening and challenging. Whether it's chastening, challenging, correcting, adjusting and disciplining our life, however you want to word it. He's doing this in all of our lives, and the problem is how we handle the chastening. The Most High is exhorting us not to get discouraged by how hard he is on us all the time. Listen, yes, we're reading this about the Maccabees, and this is dealing with the mother that had her children killed right in front of her and tortured. We get the story. But let's look at the overall point. Israel gets discouraged how hard the Most High is on them all the time. We always get discouraged on that. We always get discouraged when he doesn't bend and he makes us change before our conditions change.
Or the fact that my efforts, the rate or caliber or quality of efforts aren't necessarily accepted. That's when we get really mad.
Or, I got a better way to say it. Our works are accepted at a time. But then the problem is, we keep trying to give that same level of work, and it's not accepted after a while. And notice that the level of effort you gave 2 years ago is no longer accepted. The level of effort you gave a year ago is no longer accepted. Then there's a discouragement from that. When I did this before and I got blessed, he's telling you, he keeps upping the ante. He keeps upping the ante because different elements of our spirit have got to improve. And he's like, don't get discouraged that I'm not allowing you to plateau. Because that's really what he's saying. Don't get discouraged that I'm not going to allow you to sit back here and settle for mediocrity. And if you're going to settle for spiritual mediocrity, then you're going to be in a carnal mediocre position.
Reflect.
He's going to, your carnal mediocre position reflects your mediocrity in your effort, in your spiritual commitment. If I haven't got blessed with the job I'm looking for, it's because I haven't given the Most High what he wants in the spirit to reward me with that job.
Right.
If I haven't sitting back here and gotten blessed with whatever I might want, what you haven't put the necessary work in the spirit to get to be rewarded with what you want in the flesh. That's how you have to look at it.
Right.
If you can look at things in that lens, you can actually grow and get a legitimate foothold in what you're trying to accomplish in your life. So, read verse 12 again.
2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities.
Don't be discouraged when he's not giving you what you want. But the problem is, most of the time, we do get discouraged. And how do we show our discouragement? We give less.
Yeah.
We give less, we coast, we pout, we go through the motions. And the Most High is not the power that's going to let that slide. Because if you sit back here and you coast and you don't give energy, he's going to take away what you got. He'll take away the little you got and reduce you to a lesser state. This is how the Most High operates and does things. And we're just trying to sit back here and get Israel to see things spiritually and not react carnally to how the Most High operates with his providence over us. Continue.
It says, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation.
It was never, all the correction and the hardness the Most High God is going through is not ever meant to destroy us. It is meant as a chastening and a correction so we can sit back here and do better. I'm not going to go to the verse, but remember when you read in Romans chapter 10, how the Most High said he's going to make us jealous with the no people?
Yep.
That's chastening also. And the purpose of the Most High's jealousy was to get us to do what? Give more. Commit more. Cleave more back to our laws and our culture.
It was still his providence.
It was his providence to get us jealous over Esau's condition, to learn to teach us to get into our power and to be greater in the pursuit of serving the Heavenly Father than our pursuit has been in pursuing serving the nations and serving their idols. This is how the Most High communicates to us. This is how the Most High teaches us. Through correction and chastening and labors and hard times in order to shake us up and reprioritize our life to be more spiritual. And it just proves how much the Most High is invested in our day-to-day affairs and how we have to be conscious of that investment he is putting into us so we can give him what he's asking for. Read on.
Verse 13. For it is a token of his great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any long time.
Listen, it is a good thing. And it shows how closely fixated he is on us when as soon as we make mistakes, we get popped. And he doesn't let us get away with much filth before he makes our life more uncomfortable. This is the proof of his providence. This is the proof of the fact that his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding our actions and beholding our intentions. This is a good thing that he doesn't let us get away with murder. And that he checks us immediately when we sin, so we don't continue to rack up so much negative that he has to do away with us. Read on. Read verse 13 again.
2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 13. For it is a token of his great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished.
It's a blessing when he makes your life hard.
No. He's hurting me.
Or the Most High ain't fair. Or the Most High is not equal.
He hurt me.
I don't see him going through that.
He doesn't love me. Because we interpret not getting our blessings as he doesn't love us. We can say we want to say it. That's what people really say in their head.
Yep. People do this work to get blessings. How about that? People are good little boys and good little girls because they want blessings. They want something. And when you start talking to somebody, you supposed to do the work of the Lord because it's good to do the work of the Lord.
Yeah, I do righteousness because it's righteous.
Because it's righteous. Oh, hell no. They ain't going to say that. They be like this, But inside, hell no, hell no, man. That ain't what I'm here for, man. That ain't fair. That's the truth.
I'm trying to get to the plug. The plug is like this. I'll be a good boy.
Listen, I'm gonna be a good boy so you can get me out to recess quicker.
Exactly.
You ever have when you was a young kid and you sit back here and you have the best posture in the damn class side because you want to go play. So you be like this. You can go first. People learn very early. Let me be a good boy so I can get what I want in the flesh quicker. That little dude, he be a thug. He tripping. He gonna be on timeout. I don't want to be that guy. I want to get that hamburger and the tater tots first. I want to get first in line. Then I want to sit back here and play kickball. Let me just give her what she wants. Just be obedient. Stop talking so we can all get out of here. This is the thinking that we got. And now we're trying to serve the Most High. We're still doing this. I'm in class. Where's my reward? Well, listen. What's inside of your heart? Most High looking at your intention. Oh, you want to go out and get some recess, huh? I ain't giving you a recess. You gonna be like this for 5 months. You start glitching, I'm supposed to get out to the play. I can't play. I'm like, I know what you're doing. The Most High knows it. You just doing it to go to recess, sucker. I ain't giving you recess then. If you really want to be locked in, you better lock in like this for 5 months and smile. Then we'll see what you do. This is how the Most High deals with us. Because he knows what's inside of our mind. So we can't play the Most High. Huh? Yes, sir.
But in reality, you are supposed to do it with damn near what you're doing. I mean, being a good boy, you're supposed to do it with
because you love it, though. Not because you want something not to deal. It's your intention behind the good that you do. Because once we're all here doing good works, what's your motivation for it?
Right.
That's when he's all looking at us. Are you here in class serving because you want a husband? Are you in class every day smiling and serving and smiling? Serving and smiling and serving? Because you want something not to deal? The brothers here sitting back here with the loudest reading and the loudest looting at your whole body, show your whole shot, bro, get that. Because you want to read about it? Is that what it's for? I've seen brothers, their Hebrew reading octaves get deeper and stronger and potent when new sisters in class. Come on, I will read the scriptures now, brother. Come on, let me read this chapter and verse. To show the power of my voice and my virility and my strength in Christ. Damn! Israel is potent as hell. Golly!
It was all minute class.
Yeah, it's like, okay. The Lord is a man of war. Like, come on, bro.
Listen, once again,
it's the truth.
And we're saying this because
the Lord is his name. Like,
listen, we're saying this because this has happened. I've seen it for 20 years.
I've seen it.
I've seen it for 20 years.
Same here.
I've seen the brother become an expert teacher. I never knew this brother knew the Bible. All of a sudden, he's quoting scriptures. He's pulling scriptures. He's doing this side. He's doing this side. He's like,
why is he spinning his wrist? Why is he wrist spinning?
I'm like, whoa! I've never seen him pull scriptures ever. You never pull scriptures, huh? He got like.
Remember the brother that said he just loves to teach how you on the podium. And he was teaching. He was spitting this Bible slang out with a new CC. Like, listen, y'all. I just love to teach. I just love teaching the Bible. I was like, whoa! Tell us more about how much you love to teach the Bible. I want to hear more about this. Because I've never heard this before in my life.
He's like a one-day general, huh? He went from officer of 50 to a general within like.
And as soon as that lady walked into class, huh? He was holy as hell, huh?
So, whoa! This guy was emanating strength, huh? He had strength emanating off of him. He was powerful, huh? I said, there's something about this. I don't know what this is. There's something about this. The next class she didn't show up, he was just like this in class.
Listen, these are true stories. There is not a lie to this man's word. His story is nothing. There's nothing lie to this.
I never saw that.
It's all true.
I never saw Spirit again.
I know.
I said, wow, I don't know what that was, man.
I know what it was. I immediately knew what it was.
The Spirit of the Lord fell upon him when she showed up.
Oh, man.
Brother, that's really what happened back in the day.
But the Most High be seeing that.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, then let's see what this person does when this person don't come back. And all of a sudden, he was revealed. This is how the Most High sits back here and deals with us, all of us individually.
C-A-T.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This is Israelite. And this is every single one of our battles in this truth. Are you really in it for the Lord? Are you really in it for your people? Do you really want to serve your nation? You want to serve the Heavenly Father? Then you will be proven. And the Most High has us all on our individual roads, and He's looking at us, and He's taking very close looks at each and every one of us, and those close looks is the benefit that Israel gets over the rest of the world. That's what makes us special. We're going to go on that in a little bit too. I don't want to jump the gun on that point either. So, continuing Maccabees.
2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 14. For not as with other nations, whom the Most High patiently forbeareth to punish.
So listen, Most High is like, well, everybody else in the world that's not an Israelite, he's let them do what they want to do. He's not sitting back here and micromanaging. That's like you. You see a badass kid that knows your kid, you sit back here and go out of your way to do all the correcting with that kid? Do you? You sit back here and let that little brat do what he got to do. And you say, Junior, you don't do what that little kid do.
Yeah.
That's you use that little rockhead as a lesson to your kid. But you ain't sitting back here and talking to their mama and say, hey, you might want to work on Billy because Billy's not, he's throwing tantrums here, and I don't know if that's really good for him. Yeah, are you gonna go into that? Let him do what he gonna do, all right? You're not concerned with him. This is how the Most High deals with the nations. Let the nations run their course, operate as ill-behaved as possible. Let them run their course. But with us, he's going to micromanage and detail and really stay on top of all the little things you do because he loves you. But the problem is, reminding everybody, we're those bratty children that hate the Most High's attention. Your mama that puts the coat on and makes sure you put a sweater on before you go out this coat outside. I got it, Dad. I'm grown up already. I don't need no coat. I need nothing for my head. Then you go out here and get sick and you're coughing and say, Mama, I need some soup. I need soup, Mama. I need soup. You're the same brat that wants soup from his mama. I want to sit back here and take the thermometer and see how hot you are. It's ridiculous, huh? Mama, I need some tussin. Can you rub some tussin on it, Mama? some Vicks Vapor Rub on my chest, Mama? Or remember, in Cali, you have menthol. Like, remember that green menthol bottle? You rub some menthol on my chest, Mama? I don't feel too good. That's the same one.
That's funny.
That's the same one that come back asking for Mama because they don't feel good no more. Am I right or wrong? This is us, though. This is us. Because we don't like how close and how closely he monitors us and stays on top of us. Anyway, let's continue. Read verse 14 again.
2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 14. For not as with other nations, whom the Most High patiently forbeareth to punish, till they be come to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us.
Exactly. He's not going to let us go to the fullness of our sins and just do away with us. He's going to stay on top of us and check us to save us from ourselves. That's what the correction and the hardness and the labors and the chastisements are created to do. To save us from ourselves and to save us from a quick death. Read on.
Lest that, being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, he never withdraweth his mercy from us.
He never withdraws his mercy on us, but that also means he's always going to sit back here and stick to us very closely. He's going to be on top of us, monitoring us, supervising us, being that superintendent on us while having mercy. That's the other side to it. Yes, he's merciful. Yes, he loves us. But he's going to hover. He's going to be that parent that hovers. And can you accept that hovering parent and that hovering parent loves you? And he understands what you need. And he understands when you're throwing a fit. He ain't going to give you what you want in the flesh until you maintain and grow in the spirit. That's for us who have car issues, financial issues, rib issues, husband issues, job issues. It's the same thing. The Most High dangles that thing you want the most right in front of your face. And he's trying to sit back here and condition us spiritually.
Yep.
He's ringing that bell like those Pavlov experience with the dog, with those experiments of dog, to get us to operate and respond the way he wants us to respond.
With or without a reward.
That's the point. But he's trying to condition us, work harder. If you ain't getting what you want in the flesh, work harder in the spirit. What we've learned in the world is to work harder in the flesh.
Yeah.
If you want something, work harder in the flesh. You need more money? Get a better job.
Right.
You need this? Go get this in the carnal. But we've never learned and trained ourselves. If we want something, what are you going to give the Most High in the Spirit more to get what you want in the flesh? Because now, coming to the knowledge of the Most High, now we're coming to the knowledge of His providence. And that He has us all on this spiritual path, and we got to give Him more of the Spirit.
And there's two different sets of rules you always bring up. There's two sets of rules. When you're in the truth, when you're in the scriptures, the Most High deal with you spiritually.
Because we have learned.
The rule system shifts.
That's my point. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying about when you come into the truth, now you're open to the providence of the Heavenly Father. And that you're on that spiritual path now. And you're not going to get rewarded spiritually or carnally if you don't give the Spirit. Now in the world, it's a different set of rules. You sit back here and you work in the flesh, you get in the flesh. You work in the flesh, you get in the flesh. But the Spirit is missing in that arena. That's why there's so many broken homes, broken families, unhappy people, spiritually disconnected people. Because it's a different set of rules you live by in the world. This realm, it's Spirit first, then you get the reward. So the lesson is, what do I got to give in the Spirit to get what I want in the flesh? And then sometimes you'll give the Most High what He wants in the Spirit, but what you want in the flesh ain't what He wants for you.
That's a crazy one. You gotta say, yeah.
That's why they can rewind it though.
I gotta hear it again. Because sometimes these things are said, but people are already tripping off like the first 30 minutes. So I can't get what I want. I can't get what I want if I don't
You
get
ain't no.
Listen. My brother's still like, man, about that.
There's some angry responses online. Why are they so angry? We didn't even say anything controversial. They're like, yeah, y'all are carnal. I'm like, damn, is that what we were talking about here? That we were carnal? What the hell just happened?
Listen.
Kinda.
Man naturally, the scripture says, the Bible says we're carnal.
Yes.
The scripture says,
everybody's carnal, but why are you saying that we're carnal specifically? What are we saying about the message that meant us carnal?
That's what I'm saying. A natural man perceives things naturally.
I guess.
That's carnal.
We were smiling. That's what we were carnal because we were smiling. Anyway, bring your point out.
No, I was just saying, the last thing you just said, you might have to repeat that because that point kind of falls in deaf ears a little bit.
Well, I'm just saying, understanding the Most High's providence, He has goals set up for us. He has expectations for His sons. Right? I got to go here. Go to Job chapter 2 and 2. This is kind of offbeat, but it's not. Job chapter 2 and 2. Because I just want to sit back here and give you guys a glimpse at how the Most High looks at His children and how the Most High values the things we go through. Okay?
Job chapter 2 and verse 2.
Yeah, give me 1 second. And don't forget, just to put this in context, Job, the Most High allowed Job, or Satan, to take away his entire family. Take away his riches. Take away everything but his rib, who begged him to die and curse the Most High and die. Yeah. That's the only thing the Most High let him keep. Yep. Is a woman that says, man, I love you so much, baby, I want you to die. I want you to die. I want you to die. So listen, that's what the Most High left for Job after everything devastating happened to him. Losing children, losing property, losing resources. And all he got was a rib saying, man, I just want you to die. So, curse the Most High and die. So read verse 2. Yes, my woman?
Are we going back to the Josephus?
Yeah. Okay. So keep going on.
Job chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord said unto Satan, from whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth.
So obviously, listen, the Most High is talking to Satan, and obviously at this point, there's no bitter beef between them. There's not this arch enemies in the kingdom of heaven and Satan's fighting the Most High. Yeah. They're having a gradual conversation. He's talking to an angel that serves him. Right. So let's continue.
And from walking up and down in it.
So Satan's giving the Most High a report. I'm just walking up and down the earth. You let me do this. This is my cleared space. Yeah. Walking up and down the earth, doing my thing. Right? You've given me clearance, so I'm not tripping. Read on.
And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job?
Have you considered my servant Job? It's almost like a Jake Perry said, man, you see my boy scored 30 on him yesterday? Yeah. Ooh, he got 30 on him. His jump shot was wicked. Boy, he going to the league. I'm telling you, he got what it takes. He had 30 points and he had 7 assists. He's special. And he's already 6 feet down. He's only in 8th grade. He's dunking. Watch, it's over. It's over. Just watch, son. Look at the highlight tape. Yeah. Everybody want to show their kids highlight tape to you, and you try to, okay, cool, it's cool, man, great play, yeah. But every dad thinks that highlight tape is the most fierce highlight tape ever, right? But there are many highlight tapes that are better. Newsflash. There are many highlight tapes that are better, and there are kids that are better than your kid, but you can't tell that parent nothing. Right or wrong? Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. That parent is proud of their child. But this is the Most High glowing on Job to Satan. He said, you see Job? You see how potent this dude is? This dude has lost it all and is still on point. Read it.
Come. Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth?
Man, this dude is the coldest spiritual dude on earth. Look at what he's handling. He had it all and lost it all and still loves me, son. This dude is potent. This is the kind of guy I want to build with.
Yeah.
Why am I explaining it that way? Because that's what he wants from us.
He's a perfect man that escheweth evil.
That's my point. And listen, keep reading.
Continue.
A perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil.
Listen, he's not going to do wicked despite what he loses. Listen to the second part that he keeps talking about. Read on.
And still he holdeth fast in his integrity.
Despite what I let you take from him, he still maintained his integrity. Man. This is why I ride with this dude. I like this man, and I'm eventually going to give him everything he lost and 10 times more because of how he handled it. Man. Why is that so important to understand? This is how the Lord thinks. He's telling you how he thinks. He gets excited because of how you handle adversity and how you maintain your integrity after you've lost significant things that you love. That makes the Most High a proud dad.
Yep.
He's looking at each and every one of us in our life and wants something to be proud of. What are you giving him in the spirit that's making him proud of you to deserve a blessing? Are you show up every damn day to work and you're complaining and you're mad about your paycheck and you're mad about the hours? Oh, shit. I'm here, brother. I'm here, Father. Doing my job. Going to work. Listen, complaining every day, but I'm here. You know, the Most High said, man, look at my servant, such and such Gabar. You see how much he's complaining about everything he does every day? You think he's sitting back here glowing on that brother who's always in arguments and fighting and complaining and tripping? Don't want to read the Bible because he's so angry? Look at my servant's sister Akwat this. Look how much she complains to her husband about doing regular chores and responsibilities. Look how much she's complaining about her husband, but is just getting up and making us some chicken when he wants it. And giving her the things he needs. Do you think the Most High will be like, damn, I have nothing but glowing things to say about you? That don't make sense. Listen, but the Akwaf can sit back here and be disrespectful and angry about everything she has to do for serving her husband, but the Most High going to back that and bless that and honor that? Look at how he's glowing over Job, and do you think you're putting in works that will make him be glowing over you? Yeah. Be honest. The answer is hell no. But you sure the hell got your hand up. Ooh, can you sit back here and give me something, Father? Ooh, I've been trying. I go to work for you every day. We're like, shit. I'm going to give you your daily bread, G. That's all you get. That's all you deserve. You have enough to get to work. You have enough goddamn money in your pocket to go to work tomorrow. That's what I'm going to give you. That's the level of work you put in. You won't starve tonight. You should be happy that you ain't starving. That you got some Jack in the Box tacos in you.
Jack in the Box tacos. That's diabolical.
You should be lucky you got Jack in the Box tacos in you. That's the level of effort you bring to the table for God. Listen, Jack in the Box tacos are box chicken. You ready to be happy? You got something like that in your body. Lucky you got cane. That is a delicacy. You're lucky you got some box wine in your house. This is the Most High. All I'm trying to paint a picture of is we think we deserve the stars, and we don't get the Most High nothing. Why do we get the Most High? Because we're complaining. That's what the Most High has the biggest vexation with. We're complaining. We're not grateful, and we're not constantly striving to give Him more. Because if we did, He'd be glowing over us. He'd be look at what this person is going through, and look at how well he's taking it. Read verse 3 again.
Job chapter 2, verse 3. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil? And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause.
He's like, I know he was destroyed. His life was destroyed, turned upside down, and he still maintained his integrity. I am proud of this guy. I am proud of him. So then Satan says, man, if you touch his flesh, he'll curse you. And we know everything would happen. And the funny thing is, even though he was complaining in his sorrow off of the next level he went through, he didn't break the law. And the Most High still checked him. He said, stand on my command and gird yourself up, because I command that of you. Because even his pouting aggravated him. Think about the whole book of Job.
Yeah.
He stayed in order, but he pouted. He didn't break the law, but when he got weak, he pouted. Yeah. And he even checked him for the pouting. He didn't even talk negative about the Most High.
Nope. Never said with his lips.
He just pouted about and fueled his sorrow for a longer time than the Father felt was sufficient. And he checked him on that. Look at that, and then look at us. And see if we deserve the blessings and appreciation that we ask for. We're sitting back here and gritting our teeth and complaining every step of the way while serving the Most High. But we expect mercy, and we expect abundance. We expect abundance and blessings and great things and growth and financial growth and growth around us. But our conduct and our spiritual character doesn't match what we're asking for. And we can't see that. We can't see it because we're suffering and we're losing. But we're not realizing we're suffering and we're losing because we haven't learned to appreciate our condition and hunker down and lock in spiritually and really ask the right questions. You know, I never get asked this question, what do I got to do more in the spirit to get blessed? I never get asked that question. We get people that vent to us, which is fine by us. Nobody's tripping. But we get brothers and sisters venting about how life is unfair and how things are messed up. But we rarely have people say, man, what do I got to give more to get the Most High's attention? Because that's the right answer. That's the right direction. If I'm not getting what I want, what do I got to give? What am I not getting enough of? What am I not giving enough of to receive what I expect to receive? We don't think that way. We don't think on those lines. And that's why we don't get blessed on those lines. Okay. Let that go in Job. We got the point of that. Let's go. We want to let Maccabees go also. Let us go to Josephus, book 2. Josephus, book 2. And we're going to go to chapter 2 and paragraph 1.
About Adam and Eve?
Nope. I said book 2, chapter 2, paragraph 1.
Okay.
So we understand as a part of the Most High's providence or that superintendence of us, he talked about the labors we're going to have to bring to the table. And we talked about how the Most High's presence is always there over us. This is just more understanding about the Most High's providence and what that entails. Let's continue.
Come.
Antiquities of the Jews, Book 2, Chapter 2, Paragraph 1. It says, it happened that Jacob came to so great happiness as rarely any other person had arrived at.
So it got to the point that Jacob embraced the toil and labor that the Most High required him to embrace. Okay, we read about the requirements the Most High gave him in Josephus, Book 1, Chapter 19, Paragraph 2. He was going to have to endure labor and not to run from it, not to fret it, all that good stuff. Let's continue.
He was richer than the rest of the inhabitants of that country.
So Jacob was richer than all of the inhabitants of all of the land of Canaan. He had superseded all of them by his dedication and work in the land of Syria. The Syria Padanaram, which is north of Canaan. Let's continue.
And was at once envied and admired for such virtuous sons.
Mm-hmm.
For they were deficient in nothing.
His 12 sons were deficient in nothing. They were well-rounded, intelligent, put together, hard-working, the whole nine. Read on.
But were of great souls, both for laboring with their hands and enduring of toil, and shrewd also in understanding. And the Most High exercised such a providence over him, and such a care of his happiness.
Mm-hmm. So once again, is this where I want to go? Pretty much the Most High said, because of the labor and the toil they endured, he said the Most High exercised such a providence over him. Read on.
Come, as to bring him the greatest blessings, even out of what appeared to be the most sorrowful condition.
There we go. So what's being talked about is how the Most High's providence was over Jacob and his sons. And what this chapter is leading into is the Most High's providence and attention to all his sons, especially Joseph. Because the story jumps soon into the story of Joseph and all the ups and downs that Joseph went to. What am I explaining? A major part of the providence and attention and guidance the Most High has us go through, also it deals with the blessings. Then it says, read, and the Most High exercised such providence over him.
God. And the Most High exercised such a providence over him, and such a care of his happiness, as to bring him the greatest blessings, even out of what appeared to be the most sorrowful condition.
That's talking about Joseph. He's talking about Joseph. How do we know? Go to the top of chapter 3 and read the intro before you go into the paragraph.
The top of chapter 3?
Yes.
Okay, come. How Joseph, the youngest of Jacob's son, was envied by his brethren when certain dreams had foreshown his future happiness.
So this is talking about Joseph. So now we go back down and we read that part again. But we're great souls. We'll go to, and the Most High exercised.
And the Most High exercised such a providence over him.
The Most High exercised a providence over Joseph. Attention and focus on Joseph. Read on.
And such a care of his happiness.
So listen, think about this. This is how the Most High thinks. The Most High exercised providence and care over Joseph's happiness and over Joseph's development. This is what he's saying. This is how the story is being explained. The Most High's providence and focus and attention on Joseph's happiness. But in order to develop Joseph, to eventually make him happy and develop him in goodness in serving me, what has to happen first? Read on.
Come, as to bring him the greatest blessings, even out of what appeared to be the most sorrowful condition.
He said, the Most High's intention for Joseph was to give him the greatest blessings. But to get the greatest blessings, he had to go through the most sorrowful conditions. This is the conditions that we face. If y'all want the greatest blessings, you have to endure the greatest sorrow. Listen, what was some of the sorrow that Joseph had to endure?
Being in prison for like 7 years.
First of all, it's like they almost killed him.
Yeah, that's it.
They almost killed him.
He was supposed to be killed.
Listen, the only reason they didn't kill him is because Judas said, "No, we can't kill him." Let's make sense. I'm glad that you elaborated that.
Let's get some money, man.
Let's get some money, man. Yeah, we bruised him a little bit, dog, but we ain't gonna kill him, man. Let's make some money. Let's get paid and put him in slavery. The betrayal of 11 of your brothers?
By 11, yeah.
That's horrible. And thrown in the ditch, yes.
Yeah,
they all colluded to kill him, and they said, "No, we ain't gonna kill him. Let's make some money off him." And they all killed him. They all it was attempted murder.
He got paid for it too.
Then it was human trafficking. If you're gonna bring it into the 2000s, human trafficking and attempted murder on your brother, right?
Before he got enslaved.
Then you're enslaved for years. Listen, and then you rose to the top in slavery, and you got promoted to the kitchen.
Got me too, though.
Then you was a slave then you was being a slave in the kitchen, and then Potiphar's wife tries to deal with you, and you have honor, and you say no, and she throws you under the bus since you tried to deal with her, and you get thrown in jail again as an adulterer. Listen, a normal person can't see that as he's got special blessings lined up for you. How many people have the spiritual capacity to understand the Most High got something good for me? You sitting here like this, with your black and white suit, with your black and white suit, and your matching hat. He said, "Man, the Lord got something good for me. It's a blessing here for me." Like, what? How to process that is amazing.
Amazing.
Or you in County Orange, you said, "Man, Most High got something good for me. The blessing is right around the corner. I just gotta be obedient."
Now I'm stuck
Damn.
in the blues.
You got those prison. You got the prison shoes out.
Yeah.
You got some prison slides out in Orange out. And that's it. There's a blessing around the way.
This ain't the type of us built to last.
Damn, Mike. Why am I saying this? Because this was the Most High's providence. That he put Joshua through all of this suffering.
Joseph.
Joseph. Most High put Joseph through all of this suffering and pain with the expectation that there was that much good on the side, on the backside. And the Most High's providence is the attention he is giving Joseph through this entire process. And this is why when we're looking at our life like it's too hard, like it's unfair, that it's harsh, that it's extreme, that what I'm going through nobody else is going through, just know this is the Most High's providence on you. And that there is a blessing on the other side if you can process and hold on to and attain the spiritual lesson he wants you to hold on to. There's always good on the other end if you're processing and taking the battle the right way. More times than not, we're not receiving the lesson of the circumstance. We take it the wrong way and we fall on the wayside and we never see the good. But the good is always waiting there because he's put you in this condition if you can learn to see it the right way. But it takes us years and decades to see the good. And we don't got that much time on earth to be angry. That's what the Most High said, furious anger is not made for man. You're wasting damn time being angry.
Yep. Complaining
about your condition. You're wasting time complaining about your life. It's all it's going to do is get you sick.
Yep.
If you trust the Most High's got you in his crosshairs and his providence is hovering over you, that should be enough to lock you in and choose to look at things spiritually, to see the good and the lesson in it. And if you do, then there is a great blessing waiting for you. But once again, what's the blessing? It's a spiritual blessing. It's a spiritual blessing. A lot of times we're on this spiritual path in a Bible school and want carnal blessings out of it. What kind of crap is this? I just want more time with my man. Like what? That's it? Can we sit back here and then reach out for some Bible goals? And some spiritual goals? I just want ribs, man. I just want ribs, man. Like, damn, can we sit back here and get past that? And strive for something spiritually great? I'm serious. Why are we here in Bible school for? In church. So we can get money and cars and new jobs? Like, damn. Go to Joe Osteen for that, man. He will tell you, listen, just smile. God's got money waiting for you. It's coming. He's got many blessings for you. Listen, man. If you make your priority spiritually based, he will give you the other things you need. Didn't the scripture say that in Matthew? Let's go there. Go to Matthew 6. Yep. I have it for later, but I'm just going to go roll them now. I think it's just, yeah. But I want to go a little further up. Matthew 6 and... No, I think it's a little high. Yeah, I think it's it's 31. 31.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 31.
Let's read.
Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed?
This is what the nations focus on. How much do I have? How much money do I have in my savings?
Yep.
How much? Listen, how comfortable am I? How much?
Is my barn filled up?
Is my barn filled?
Should I build another barn for all my goods?
That's a real one.
How is my credit? Is my credit score over the 700?
Yeah.
Can I sit back here? Are my credit cards low? Do I have access to this coin in case things happen?
Yep. Emergency fund.
Rainy day funds, college funds for my kids, 401k scenarios. Am I comfortable? This is how men think. This is how women think. This is how a carnal person is fixated on. Read verse 31 again.
Matthew chapter 6, verse 31. Therefore, take no thought for your life, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed?
Does that mean we're supposed to be just some bums out and don't wash clothes, don't take care of your body, and don't sit back here and work a job? That's not what the scriptures are saying. What the scriptures are saying is, don't let that determine what your focus and your motivations are. That can't be something, how much you make and what you have financially, and your lifestyle can't be what you're consumed with. If you got it, you got it. But that can't be why you wake up in the morning. That can't be your reason. Read on.
Verse 32. It says, for after all these things do the Gentiles seek.
The nations are about their control. Their nations can't sit back here and sleep at night unless they sit back here and their investment money is working for them.
Yeah, nations were stressing today.
Listen,
$1 trillion that wiped off the market.
What happened with the market today?
DeepSeek dropped, which is an AI program, a Chinese AI program. And when it dropped, the U.S. market lost $1 trillion. Immediately. Everything was red. The S&P 500 was all red. People were upset and losing thousands and thousands of dollars. And
that's the concept white folks go crazy over, bro.
And that's the second time within 1 year. So I don't know if y'all remember the last time it happened, last year, when I think it was 4 trillion got wiped off the market. And I knew a brother, I'm not going to say his name, but I knew a brother who had a lot of money in the market. And let's say the figure he had in the market was about 70,000. When that market lost 4 trillion, he would end up with 20,000. That's how bad. That's how volatile it was. So it just goes to say he was stressing for half a year. About
Oh yeah, he was.
He's
yeah.
losing his mind.
Hey, look, you look at your phone. But like, look at your phone like this. Like this. Little smile.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, exactly.
So look at that to 70 to 20.
That's a whole life change, bro.
Yeah, bro.
that's real.
You're a guy now.
But that's how the nations operate.
Yeah.
Their happiness, their confidence and security is based on their nest egg.
Yeah.
It's based off what they have in their back pocket in case things get bad.
The storehouse.
The storehouse. This is what people live their life off, and this is what they live for. This is why when these mechanisms collapse, people lose it. They go insane and they off themselves because they put their confidence in that.
It just goes to show how quick it can collapse.
People
understand money is based off of the social
consumer confidence.
Consumer confidence.
Yeah.
So there's no
how good people feel about
money,
about me spending the next dollar.
Exactly.
If I don't feel like me spending the next dollar is a good move, the whole market drops
quickly.
It's all about a feeling. The whole market is about feelings.
It's not real.
That's it. that is what the market is. So if they say, for instance, this company, we're going to do a prospectus for 2025. We believe we're going to make some money.
Yeah.
I will put more money in this. By you get to the third quarter of the year, if the numbers don't fit up to their prospectus, then all of a sudden everybody pulls their money out because it doesn't look like in one quarter the numbers you said was going to happen in the first quarter is going to hit by the fourth quarter. Yep. So let me pull this money out while I've taken a medium loss.
Yep.
But then if people keep doing that, the market drops completely. I'm sorry.
No, I'm agreeing because this quarter the earnings were flat.
Yep.
This percentage went down. This CEO got fired.
Yep.
Someone got sued.
Yep.
The SEC said they made a new rule.
But listen, I bet you when Trump said we're going to put $500 billion.
Oh, it shut up.
Everything went.
Everyone was winning.
And then now China says we got a better AI than these guys that they're putting the $500 million. Now everybody wants to pull the money out of what they just put into.
A whole team
in 1 week. In 1 week.
That's what happens. Because people believe the Chinaman when they said our shit's better. Because more times than not, their AI is better, and their technical stuff is better.
Yeah.
And this is how the market shifts. People put their life and their fortune into that.
Yeah.
And their confidence into that. Does that mean we're not supposed to work hard, have a work ethic, make smart decisions? Of course we're supposed to. But we have to be able to do our job to the best of our capacity and trust the Most High handles the rest.
Because this is why the scripture says in Ecclesiastes 31 that the care of riches consumes the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
It literally will consume your mind, or drive away your sleep if you're not winning or if you don't have a certain status that you think you should have. This is another stress the Most High removes from us and we don't have to worry about it. We read about the I don't know if we read it yet.
We haven't got there yet.
Okay. I'll just summarize it. The idea that I don't have to worry about how I'm getting fed, how I'm getting clothed, how I'm getting protected. I don't have to think about those extra stresses in my life because I put myself in an environment which the Most High is in.
You've learned to live by faith.
Exactly.
Because this is what the Most High is trying to teach us. Because the funny thing is, you can have a good job and it's not enough money. Have you ever got a good job and promotion and it's still not enough?
Oh, bro, yeah.
And you're still stressing?
You're still
why the hell is why you got a bigger check, you still broke? You have a little bitty check, you still broke.
Yeah.
You're still broke regardless.
You just have more numbers.
There's more things you got to pay out.
Yeah.
With more money you have in your pocket.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. And that's the point. When you get more money, there's more people that need it.
That need.
There's more issues that happen. And that is the game.
A lot of these rappers are smiling. Then you hear people talk to them that know these rappers like, this guy's dead broke.
Yeah.
He's like, what kind of change that? I changed on real life.
Hey, I've never seen that train. They're comparing rappers' chains versus like NFL players' chains. I think this guy named Jalen Hurts, he popped out with some dope diamonds out, and it was dancing. It was dancing.
They're sparkling.
And every time rappers post their new chains, they always comparing it to him. He's like, this is real money. Jalen Hurts, NFL player, he got real money. Y'all dudes, y'all got some. What they call it, mosaic? No,
It's fugazi though.
It's a specific diamond. It's called the
moissanite.
Moissanite diamonds. Exactly.
Yeah, and there's the diamond.
What is this conversation these guys
The
are having?
moissanite diamonds are those are the fake diamonds. Those are the whack diamonds.
But you can't tell.
You can't. Not
You
you
gotta be
can.
a diamond expert to tell.
That's why they're looking at the images because they got Jalen Hurts diamonds is dancing.
You can take the machine.
And these rappers ain't dancing all they
And the machine won't say
Yeah.
you're off.
But it don't shine the same. It don't pop off the
They
same.
got cubic zirconias that.
Yeah.
I know cubic zirconias and real joints. What's that?
You gotta have a specific tester.
Yeah, to see how
the
genuine it
moissanite
is.
diamond.
Yeah, but it'll come up. It'll come up.
It'll come up, but
So
It's like one red bar versus like 5 red bars.
it's gonna come out in read diamond tests.
You better have some Windex with you. Every put a fake chain, you gotta spray it up.
Yeah, man.
But but what's the point though?
Windex sack. Awesome.
Listen, the dude has the real shit. He don't need to do none of that. He gotta play tricks and play games and buy moissanites. Because the little jewelry man be tricking these rappers. They don't be that.
My friend.
I give you big chains. I love you, my friend. He's walking around like he's like stunning everybody. He's getting shot up for it. He shoots him and takes his chain and sells it. And says, my friend, I got $10,000. What does it mean all chain? It's moissanite.
And them rappers that go back, it's on YouTube where they check.
Come on, man. They be getting mad.
And they just like saying, I'm sorry, sir. This is, you know.
It's not real.
And they're just like, man, their little attitude.
If you ever get a chance, watch a video on a song by The Roots called "What They Do." It's an older song, but it goes into all these videos and how there's none of it's theirs. Everything's rented. These guys are all these mansions they're in. They're Edomites mansions and they're renting out for a day. They're renting out these vehicles. They're renting out they're renting out these Maybachs. Nothing is theirs. It's all an illusion.
It's in the contract.
What they do?
But anyway, if you get a chance, watch it.
People it's called By the Roots.
The group is called The Roots.
Okay.
What they do. Great song, but the video's even better.
And the same thing goes for the modern digital generation. Where you have people sitting down and you think they're really doing it, and they got a green screen.
Yep.
They're sitting down, they're doing it on G4, and it's a G4 like movie set.
Wow.
It's a movie set for G4. They're on the beach, and it's really Corpus Christi. You're not in Miami. You're in Corpus Christi.
Listen, the Corpus Christi sand don't feel good when you sit on it. I don't care what nobody say. I've been to Venice Beach. I've been to some beaches. Corpus Christi, it hurts your feet when you're walking on that sand. It's scratchy. There's too much glass. I'm like, what the hell is going on in Corpus Christi? I don't have the same good feeling that I had in Venice Beach. It's not there. I don't know what it is. I'm just being honest.
But you're fun like you're in Miami. You're like...
Yeah, but the greatest one was with, I don't know if y'all saw it, with Will Smith. And he's saying, yeah, y'all think all this is real? And he's the
AI video, yeah.
Beautiful background and this and that. It's the Will Smith of the '80s, you know. He's talking. And then
I
by the
understand
time
now.
he says, "Hell, none of this is real," and he shows the green screen, and then it shows his face. My face ain't real, and he goes into his real gray hair.
Yep.
And his face.
Yeah, because the truth is, people living a lie, and their motivations are lies.
Yeah.
And what gets them up in the morning is a lie. And why people are depressed is based upon lies and illusions and a lack of reality. And instead of our people sitting back here and chasing a fantasy, we're not consumed on chasing the Most High and chasing His talents and chasing His fruits of the Spirit. We have the only time we really got is to be consumed with learning what long-suffering really means, what humility really looks like, the ongoing pursuit of faith.
Would you say that's a lifelong journey?
All of this, and we're going to go into this if we get time down the line, all of this is a lifelong pursuit of virtues. I don't even think we're going to get into the virtue part because that's a whole other aspect in itself. The providence is today, and I think it's enough to focus on providence and the fact that the Most High is intricately focusing on our lives, and He's there walking us through everything. But the meaning of our life here is to embrace the reality that He's looking at you every day of the week, working on your spirit. And in turn, we should be pursuing the fruits of the Spirit, pursuing serving Him, pursuing gradually getting better in all of these arenas that we have shown ourselves to be serviceable in. Think about faith. There's varying degrees of faith.
Yeah.
Right.
You can have faith at this level, but there's always another level of faith. It might have taken you faith to get to this spot.
Yeah.
Now you have to have an additional level of faith to thrive in this situation. Then you have to have additional faith to embrace brotherhood and sisterhood. Then you have to have additional faith to sit back here and be okay with the loss that comes from pursuing the Heavenly Father.
Wow.
Faith continues to build.
Yeah.
So you might have done a work of faith. You've done some work of faith, but there's so many more levels and degrees that you have to accomplish to keep getting close to the Heavenly Father. And take that concept and principle of faith and then add on long suffering, mercy, humility, discipline, a pure outlook,
And
a
temperance.
gracious attitude, a happiness while you do this work. It is a lifelong process to get closer to the Heavenly Father.
Can I pull the verse and ask a question?
Yes, and I'm just going to say one thing. Look for it, but that process of what we're supposed to go through is what we're supposed to be focusing on. If that's what we're supposed to do, how can you do that and focus on your money?
Well, that's the answer.
How can you do all that and focus on your hustle and think you're going to have the energy to do both?
So how do you balance, right? Because there's a certain level of work ethic and time and dedication and mental attention you have to give your career, your lifestyle, your hopes and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And the question I would have, if I'm coming in from the world or coming out fresh out of college, fresh out of high school, my question would be, how do I chase those desires, those dreams, or at least still attain them whilst attaining spiritual virtues?
Well, I guess,
Is that possible?
I guess the question, what dreams are we looking for?
Okay.
Because that's the first thing. People might say, I have hopes and dreams. When it goes back to this. As we come to serve the Lord, do we believe the Most High is looking at us every day?
Yeah.
And putting us through a spiritual path in the life that we have to follow? And then in the process of the spiritual path that He provides for us, we have to start chasing and pursuing elements of the Spirit in order for us to continue in the path He has laid out for us in order to see the good He has waiting for us. This is why we're taking the time we're taking to explain the providence the Most High has for us. We have to understand the Most High has got us all going on these paths. A good way to explain the paths is 2 Ezra chapter 7. We'll get to that.
7:21.
Nope, 7 and it's earlier. It's 7 and 6. We're gonna read 2 Ezra 7, verse 6 down.
In 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things.
The city is the kingdom. Is what we're all supposed to be shooting for and attaining to. Read on.
Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
Listen, this path that gets us to this kingdom is narrow and dangerous. But along this narrow and dangerous path, who's there?
The Father.
The Most High is on this narrow, dangerous path with you, guiding you, and developing you through the dangerous path that we all have to walk through. Yes, the blessing in the kingdom is on the back end, but to get there is dangerous for each and every one of us. But by the Most High's providence and His superintendence, He's there along with us through the entire process. Read on.
Middle of 7. Like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left, at deep water.
The fire and water is the correction by taking the wrong path and making the wrong decision. But the Most High is using that fire and water to develop you and to correct you. Okay, read on.
Down verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water.
Read that definition of narrow, Pariah, real quick.
Narrow, 1828, Webster's Dictionary.
So we said this path is narrow, and it's fire on the one side and deep water on the left. What's narrow?
Narrow, 1828, Webster's Dictionary, point number 7. Barely sufficient to avoid evil.
It's barely sufficient to avoid evil. And this is the issue that we have as we go through our walk trying to serve the Most High. Most of the ways we think, most of the ways we process things, disconnect ourselves from the Heavenly Father, and we lead ourselves to destruction. This is why the Most High uses correction and fire and adversity to keep us on the narrow path. He uses these mechanisms to keep us aligned so we can finish. Read on.
Verse 8. And only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
And this verse explains that we are a brotherhood and a sisterhood in theory. But we have to walk this path alone.
Yeah. And what do you mean by that? Because people, I'm going to stop this because people say, I don't want to feel alone. But according to the Most High, there are elements in the truth where you have to feel alone. Some people complain.
You know why it's yes. A person feels alone when they got to do it on their own.
Yeah.
But the reality is, how much can a person do? What can a person do to get you to fight your battle? You can imitate. You can talk.
You can inspire.
But you can imitate. You can show. Well, no, not imitate. But what's the word for it?
Initiate.
Not initiate, but huh? To a degree. But it is. What's the way to explain? Like, I'm going to show you how to do it.
Demonstrate.
Demonstrates the word. You either demonstrate it. You can elaborate. You can teach it. You can say it out of your mouth.
Yep.
You can sit back here and have them scribe it down. But what else can you do? That's what demonstration. That's what demonstration is.
Can a person get jealous? Motivated enough to do it that way?
I don't know, but that's still a part of demonstration.
Oh.
But what else can you do besides demonstrate and teach and explain? That's where that loneliness kicks. You're on your own because you got to fight it.
Yeah.
Right.
I can tell a person to work out all them day long, and I can sit back here and flex and kiss the guns. And see, this is what happens when you work out. You get big. But is that going to get you to work out? It's not going to get you to work out. I can say, man, it's such. I ain't been working out, but man, it's such a good thing to work out. The ubulus and the threbulus is so big now. I mean, come on, man, you can talk all that dumb stuff, right? But that's not going to get you to go to the gym and work out and take supplements and eat salads. You gotta want to do that, right? So this is what the Most High is saying in general to the Spirit. Listen, that loneliness is we're all here together as brothers and sisters, but you gotta walk the path. You gotta get inspired, see an example, study, read, watch somebody do it, but you gotta do it. And people get lonely because they really don't want to do what they know they gotta do. And the sadness about our people is we'd rather endure the fire and the water than just sit back and be uncomfortable and walk the narrow path. This is how he's developing us. He's trying to teach us how to live and operate spiritually. But we keep backpedaling in this. But keep going with the verse, and I'll let you go back to your point.
Verse 9.
Well, we were here for your point. I thought you had to get a verse, right?
I discarded that.
Okay, it's discarded. Let's keep going.
John, verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it.
If you don't pass through the danger with the Most High's providence right there with you,
And what if,
didn't the Most High talk to Jacob about having to deal with the labors? You're going to get blessed. There's great things waiting for you, but you have to endure labors, and you can't be afraid of those labors. We read that in Josephus book 1, chapter 19, paragraph 2.
and
He's saying the same thing here. If you don't go through those fears and these obstacles, you'll never get the blessings.
And I was going to say that when people say it's dangerous, we always look at like dangerous like some 90s movie where you're walking down an alley or something like that, or down a dark parking lot. But the danger is the idea of loss.
Yeah.
Because everybody has their individual form. Like Elisha brought that guy that came out of high school, came out of college. Well, now you got your hopes and dreams, but what's the danger for him?
I don't get to live my dreams.
You don't get to have your dreams.
My dreams are out the door, my
Your
G.
dreams might
You
not-
better learn this God principle. You got to learn what God loves, because that's the fear.
They might not. Your dreams might not count.
Well, more than likely they won't. How about that?
Yeah.
And you have to teach yourself through scriptures and counsel and brotherhood, sisterhood,
But you okay
what
with
God likes.
Or the older man's game, because the young man's game is the dreams.
Yeah.
Older man's game is all the things I learned, and now I can't use it.
Yeah. Restarting.
Everybody has to feel that.
Yeah. And I got to start over.
Yeah.
Everything I learned don't matter, because I got to start over with these young whippersnappers I can run circles around. That's the truth too. It's starting over. That's a scary thing.
And I gotta be in fire and water, and it's dangerous. It's fire, water, and I gotta lose. I don't know if I want to walk this path. And I feel
You
alone.
got to start over
There
again.
you go.
It's a whole nother way of looking at life. And a lot of the principles that made me who I am, I can't use it in this arena.
Yeah.
You don't
That's a
transition.
fearful thing.
You don't transition.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't use
I
You can't
understand.
use ricotta's in this arena. These guys ain't working. The little video game principle ain't gonna work. Your athleticism elements that might work because Paul used it. Paul said you gotta run the race.
Well, listen.
But I mean,
But the rules are different.
the rules are different. It's a spiritual race.
Listen, it's a spiritual race. Every day I gotta work on breaking more negative in me.
You can't just rely on natural talent.
Every day I gotta see the good in a challenging situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, hold on. Go to Ecclesiastes in the Bible. I think it's 1:18.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bouncing a little bit, but this is the challenge in thinking and operating it spiritually. Ecclesiastes 1:18.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 18. For in much wisdom is much grief.
The more you understand about how to please the Heavenly Father, the more you understand about what it takes to please Him and His providence and what His mercy looks like and what His love and attention really looks like, you realize, damn, it ain't about me at all. I'm not getting anything out the deal. I have to learn how to value serving the Most High and putting everything that I want on the back burner. Once you really learn what being a servant is, you realize it ain't about you at all. And that you're living a life that doesn't give you any gratification that you thought you deserved. Our gratification has to get transformed into learning how to value the things the Lord values and the things the Lord loves and appreciates. And that's the challenge and the lesson that we have to grow into. And even learning through that grief, in the acknowledgement of the grief, that it's still a blessing and it's still good. And that He still loves you. And that if you just give up what you want and learn to value what the Lord does for you, you can understand what happiness really is. And that's really what this class is about. Really what is finding happiness. Finding yourself in this truth. You don't find yourself until you find out what pleases the Heavenly Father and what makes Him happy. And if you learn what makes Him happy, then you can find out, you can learn you can finally figure out what yourself is, or figure out who you are in the Most High.
You can find your true identity in Christ versus your world identity. Because
Yes.
all of our actions come from your sense of identity. This is who people said I was in the world. This is what I was praised for in the world. This is what I was accepted as when I did this before. And now all my actions and my deeds go to feed that character that I was praised for before I got here. The Most High breaks you down, and then He builds you up, and then He praises you for being the person that He wants you to be, or your spiritual identity in this realm.
And then once you learn what pleases the Father, you learn your own identity, and you can come into yourself. I've heard so many people say, I don't even know who I am anymore in the truth.
Well, there you go.
And that's a good thing. That's a good start. You're supposed to let go of everything you know and learn what the Most High values. Learn to love the same things the Most High values. Then you can regain who you were supposed to be in the first place. Okay. Have we finished that in 2nd Ezra? Yeah, I think we did. No, read on in verse 10.
Come on. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 10.
So the whole process of living this narrow, uncomfortable life and walking this narrow, uncomfortable path where there's fire and water and danger all around you is what? Read verse 10.
Come on, verse 10. And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel's portion.
This is Israel's portion in life.
This is for you.
This is the life that we were chosen and called to live. This is the life of God's providence. Him sitting back here and paying this much detailed attention on your life, and not letting you sway to the left or to the right. And when you sway to the left or to the right, there's consequences, there's quick punishments, there's swift judgments. This is how the Most High develops. But this is also the Most High's mercy. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 4 and verse 7. Go there real quick. Deuteronomy 4 and 7 again. We ain't got to go there. You ain't got to type it up because we're going to just go there real quick. Deuteronomy 4 and 7.
Come on, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7. Ready?
Yep.
For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon for Him?
The Most High is so nigh unto us. He's so near to us. He can just touch us. But it's a great thing that us as a nation has the opportunity for the Lord to be so nigh unto us. But this is also 2nd Ezra 7. This is Israel's portion. That we got to walk this narrow path because of that. Because we have the Creator of all looking at us with a microscope saying, you're slipping, pow. You're not thinking right, pow. You got to get right. This is a love-hate relationship. Can you not see it? Now we're going to say why Israel was so angry and so spoiled and so privileged and never learning to appreciate the good the Most High has for us. Because we're constantly fighting for freedom and independence, but that wasn't part of the deal. We want protection and safety from our enemies without scrutiny. Without him micromanaging us, and that is never how it was going to be ever. For the peace and love and safety he provided us, it came with a cost. It came with the detail and the looking and the measuring and the scoping and the correction. That was the consequence of the attention and the love and the mercy he gave us. So, with that being the case, let all that go. Let's go back to Matthew. Let's let Matthew go for now. The time has passed on that. Let's go. Ecclesiasticus 17, verse 16.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 17 and verse 16 reads, Every man from his youth is given to evil.
So the Most High understood that everybody in the world was given to negative. But read on.
Neither could they make to themselves fleshy hearts for stoning.
Read on.
God, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
So he's saying in verse 16 there was negative in all of us from the beginning. Verse 17, he's like, when the Most High divided all the nations up, he gave everybody a king and a strong-willed personality to govern them. But for Israel, it was different. No, there's a reason for this. He says, read verse 17 again.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people.
So he gave the rest of the world a man to govern them. He gave Greeks, he gave Esau, he gave the nations, he gave the Egyptians a man to govern all of them. Whether it was Nimrod, he gave men to govern them. Read on.
But Israel is the Lord's portion.
When it says Israel is the Lord's portion, that means Mosiah said, I'm going to govern them. I'm going to micromanage them. I'm going to have providence over them and be involved in every aspect of their life, like a king has his hand in every aspect of the affairs of his subjects. He said, I'm not giving you men to govern you. I'm going to govern you, and I'm going to stay on top of you and manage every part of your life. And that's how we have to understand how the Most High has dealt with us. He is our king. But what does that mean? He governs over every part of our life. Doesn't the king in the world control the water? He has access to the water, the fields, the vegetables, the cows, the dairy. Doesn't the king have access to all of that?
Yep.
Does he have access to who you marry, who you can marry, who you can't marry?
Yep.
Where you live at?
Where you live at, how you live, the condition of your life, right?
Yep.
And we're cool with that. We'll mutter under our breath, but we'll deal with it. But the Most High is sitting back here and involved in every dynamic of our life. Who we choose to marry. Is that acceptable or not? How you raise your children, how you deal with your wife, how you deal with your husband. What type of job you choose. What type of circumstance of life you're living. He controls all of these dynamics. And that's why we're reading this verse. Continue.
Come, verse 18. Whom, being his firstborn,
and we're his firstborn. And listen, think about your firstborn son or daughter. Don't they get the most of your attention? Didn't they get the hardest of you? The most focused? You got the third and fourth kid. That kid does whatever the hell he wants to do. That third kid, they're like, whatever. I'm done being the fire guy. I'm done being an extra guy. You going to war with that first kid. And that is the truth. I don't give a damn who you are. That first kid, you going to war. You're being the extra dad, extra mom. No to this, no to everything. All right?
Yeah.
Then the other kids, well, whatever, man. The other two, they got through it. I ain't going to trip on the third. He'll be all right. She'll be all right. It's the truth. It is human nature. You are not as hard on the other kids as you are on your firstborn. The Most High is like, we're his firstborn, so we're hard as hell. He's hard as hell on us. You got to read between the lines. He's harder. He's more rigid. He has greater expectations. He settles for more. He ain't going to settle for you giving half-ass effort. That is how the nature of the firstborn child is. You ain't getting away with nothing. Think about that as us as a nation. This explains his providence over us and why it's so hard and why there are no breaks, why it's not easy, why after you get through one battle, it's the next battle waiting for you. And after you get through that, it's the next one. And don't pout. Don't sass me. Don't give me an attitude when I'm having you go through it. Or you're unappreciative, I'm going to take that damn video game system from you. You give me a jacked up look, you grounded. This is how he deals with us. It's the truth. Read on.
Come, verse 18. Whom being his firstborn, he nourished.
Listen, nourish is a good thing. Nourishment is what you need. It's the essentials. It's the lifeblood of your life. Without being nourished, you can't survive. So the Most High is like he is directly nourishing us with what?
With discipline.
Discipline. This is how he develops us. But we don't embrace the proper way to think about the Most High. We don't embrace it. We fight it. We run from it. We don't accept it. We wonder why the Most High is unfair. Really what we're saying is, why the Most High is so hard on us? Why can't he take it easy on me? Why doesn't he just lighten up? But that is not explaining his providence better or good enough. Explaining his providence and his superintendence of us is explaining the fact that he's hard on us and he nourishes us and develops us with discipline, with rules, with expectations, with the standard that he expects us to live by, and an expectation that we keep growing in these spiritual arenas. Last verse. I think we're driving our point home. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 34 and verse 16.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, verse 16.
I am in.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, verse 16. For the eyes of the Most High are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat, and a cover from the sun at noon.
When you're listening to this, doesn't it give you the idea that he's really close to you? Read it again, verse 16.
Understood. Ecclesiasticus 34:16. For the eyes of the Most High are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay.
He's that strong stay. He's that strong constant in your life. He's never going anywhere. He's your protection. He's your stay. He's that constant in your life, keeping you on your toes, keeping you on the straight and narrow. He's your wake-up alarm clock. He's letting you know when you're swaying to the left or to the right. He's constantly there. He's that stay. Read on.
A defense from heat.
He is a defense from heat. But how are you defense from heat? If the Most High is like, okay, this is about to hit him, he needs to be prepared discipline-wise. Listen, if you got a kid and your kid is being bullied, how do you protect that kid from being bullied? You don't go whip this little kid's ass and go to the elementary and kick his ass? What are you going to do? You got to teach him how to fight. You got to prepare him for what he's about to face out there. And what you're preparing him for is you're instilling discipline. You have to instill a certain work ethic, a certain mentality. You got to put in him to prepare him for the heat that he's about to face. So what do you think the Most High is doing with us when he develops us? He's getting us ready for the battles that are in front of us. This brother needs faith. This sister needs humility. He or she is not going to get past this next battle unless they understand discipline. Unless they understand this person's too selfish. They're not going to withstand what's coming to them if they don't learn humility. If they don't learn how to be selfless. If they don't learn how to give more. This person doesn't communicate. I got to put them in a position to learn communication. This is how the Most High is preparing us. He said he is a defense from heat. He is a defense from us being damaged from the outside world. So he's preparing our spirit and helping give us the virtues we need to survive what's waiting for us. Read on. But we look at it as the Most High is hard on us. We're just going through the trials of Job. I'm suffering. I'm losing. I'm suffering. The suffering is preparation for what's about to come. Read on.
A defense from heat and a cover from the sun at noon.
Mm-hmm.
A preservation from stumbling.
Everything he's putting you through is to preserve you from permanently falling. Every correction, every misstep, every fall is to prepare you from a bigger fall. If you lost your job, then what was it about what you were doing that was off that he took your job? He ain't going to give you a better job until you get the lesson as to why you lost the first job. How were you off, and how did you disconnect from the spirit that got you fired the first place? This is what he's teaching you. You can't get nothing better unless you learn from the mistake that's in front of you. This is how he teaches us, though. Through discipline, through chastisement, through fire. If we learn how to think this way, we can get some headway in the work, and we can see the Most High bless us at a greater level. Read on.
It says, and in help from falling.
Con.
He raiseth up.
That's it. That's all I want. We're going to leave it at that.
Well, help from folly is a major point, too. I know we got to shut up, but I want to That folly?
Is it help from falling?
Falling.
Oh, from falling?
Yes.
Oh, I said
But-
folly.
No. Well, falling is why you're falling.
That's what I'm saying. I said help from folly. That's what we always be entertaining.
Listen, help. The Most High is a help from falling.
Okay.
But how does He help you from falling? He instills discipline in your life to keep you from falling.
I heard folly. I said, listen, he's trying to help me from be a folly man.
There's a lot of folly in Israel, but the Most High, everything the Most High does to you, good, bad, challenging, is developing your spirit for what's waiting for you. Y'all understand that?
Okay.
With that, we're going to shut class down. Thank you for tuning in. See y'all on Wednesday. Shalom.